Hey everyone, today we're going to be setting up RDPWrapper so we can bot in the background on RuneScape using RS macro. To begin, just go to the GitHub link in the video description and you should arrive on this page here. So firstly, you can click either link 1 or link 2 to download RDPWrapper and you should arrive on this page here. You want to download the .zip file. When you download it, Chrome will give you a warning saying the file is dangerous. This is expected, as the file allows us to connect to ourselves remotely, which is typical of malware, but you can keep it safely. So I'm just going to press keep dangerous file, keep anyways. Now Windows Defender will also carry on and say that the file might be a virus. For the time being, you can turn off your real-time protection, and later on we'll just exclude the folder so it doesn't give off any more warnings. So now that the file is downloaded, I'm going to go ahead and open it. And on my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder called temp. So just right click, new folder, and call it temp. I'm navigating to that folder. I'm going to drag and drop all of these files here into temp. So now that we're in the folder temp on our desktop, right click the install.bat and run as administrator. So it's currently installing and it says successfully installed. But if we go ahead and we check the RDP conf, and run that as administrator, it says not supported. That's because we're using a more modern version of Windows than the RDPWrapper on the GitHub supports. So we have to download another file on the GitHub called auto updater. So I'm going to press the back button and you can see here the download auto update.zip. Go ahead and click that. Now Chrome's given us the same warning. It's for the exact same reason as I stated earlier, so just click keep dangerous file. Keep anyways. I'm going to go to local disk C. Going to program files. RDPWrapper. Just go ahead and drag and drop from the temp folder into the C program files RDPWrapper. It'll ask if you want to do this, press continue. Now in the auto update zip file, open that up. You can close temp, we don't need that anymore. We're going to drag and drop the helper and the auto update.bat into this folder as well. You can close that zip file. Now go ahead and right click the auto update.bat and run as administrator. Now this should close and open a few times. Okay, so now if we right click the rdpconf.exe and we run as administrator, you can see here it says fully supported. So now we're able to connect to ourselves remotely, but before we do that we need to set up a few user accounts. So come down to the start menu, type in user, find the setting for add, edit or remove other users. So click add account. It'll ask you to set up a Microsoft account, but we don't have to do that. Click I don't have this person's sign-in information. Click add a user without a Microsoft account. User, I'm going to call this video. And now you need a password. I just enter the password 1. It forces you to set up security questions, so I just do the same thing. Answer is 1. Next. Now you can see that I have an account here called video, but it says it's a local account. So go ahead and click the drop down arrow, change account type, change that to administrator, and that's done. Now lastly, come down to the start menu, open up the remote desktop connection, and we'll be connecting to the IP address 127.0.0.2, which is our local connection. You can click show options down here and you can change the display resolution to something smaller, which is what I've done. I've changed it to 1920 by 1080, which I highly recommend. I'm going to quickly change the user that I'm connecting with. So I'm going to click edit, more choices, enter a different account, and enter in the name of the account that we just created, so whatever your username is. One was video, the password was 1. I'm going to press OK. Now connect. Don't ask me again. And you should see this window pop up here. I'm going to drag that a bit. Alright, so on the left here we have our accounts. Mine is video, so I'm going to click video. I'm going to press the key 1 to log in. And you can see that we're now connected to our remote local desktop. So you can go ahead and turn all this crap off, you don't need any of that. And here's our remote desktop. So we can go ahead and launch RuneScape, and we can bot in this window, and it won't affect our mouse and keyboard outside of the window. Now you can't actually minimize the RDP while it's running, or the bot will stop. It's just a weird bug, I'm not sure why it happens, but anyways, there is a workaround for this. If you see this little icon down here, you can click that, and you can click New Desktop, like so, or you can close virtual desktops. You only need 1 for the bot. Now what I'm going to do is open up the bot just like this. I'm going to drag the RDP down onto virtual desktop number 2. Now this allows us to bot in the background without it affecting the main computer, and it also hides the main window. So I'm going to go ahead and open up RuneScape, and I'm going to click this. I'm going to navigate to desktop 1, and that's the end of the tutorial. So you can now bot in the background on RuneScape using RS Macro.